Hi, everybody. In this video, I'm going to talk about the core motivation of the 9 Enneagram types. And you see them summarized here on this poster. Why is it important to understand the core motivations? Well, there are a number of reasons. One reason is that the behaviors and personality traits of the 9 types can sometimes overlap. For example, just because you're creative doesn't mean that you're a type 4 or a type 7. Other types can be creative too. Or just because you're assertive doesn't mean that you're a type 8. You could also be another type. But you would have that trait for a different reason. There would be a different engine, a different driver behind it. And that's the core motivation. And I'm going to explore that here today. And I'm going to do this by referencing the 3 centers of intelligence. So you may know there are 3 heart types, the 2, 3, 4, 3 body types, 8, 9, 1, and 3 head types, 5, 6, 7. And they have a central theme that explains the core motivation of the relevant Enneagram type. I'm going to explain this by starting with the 3 body types. The 3 body types represent 3 different ways of dealing with the core emotion of anger. And the anger starts when we are born. During pregnancy, we are one with our mother. We are inside her womb. It's warm. Our needs are met. It's the perfect connection you can have with a human being. And then things start to go wrong. We are suddenly thrust out of paradise into the harsh reality of the human experience. It's cold, we are being slapped, there are loud noises around us, we have to learn to breathe within a few seconds, and we don't like it. We cry, we are angry. And it doesn't stop there. As we grow up and become toddlers, there will be numerous occasions where our needs are not met or where our environment is not as we want it to be. We all go through this, but the 3 body types have a particular residual theme around this. And here is how this links to the core motivations. The type 8s, the active controller, deals with their frustration by trying to be strong and in control. The narrative is, I'm no longer a unit with my parents, and I can no longer rely on others to take care of my needs. So I need to I need to be in control, and I need to be strong. Whilst the type 9s want to maintain peace and harmony. Let me deny my anger in the interest of peace and harmony and balance. And in a way, this is an effort to go back to the perfect unity we once had with our parents. And the type 1 is a response to the reality that since we are no longer a unity with our parents, we will be observed and we can be judged and we can be criticized. And that doesn't feel safe. So the type 1 tries to avoid this by doing what's right. If I do what's right, if I do the good thing, then surely I will be safe. So you can see 3 very different strategies for dealing with anger, leading to 3 very different core motivations. Well, let's move to the head types. Why the head types, not the heart types? Well, the head types have a theme that relates to the next stage in our childhood. And this is where we start exploring the world as toddlers. And we learn that things are not always safe. We can hurt ourselves, we can be scolded, we can be abandoned. And we all learn this even if we had perfect parents. So we learn fear. And the 3 head types represent 3 different ways of managing the fear. Well, type 7s try to deal with their fear by running away. I can distract myself. I don't need to deal with fear or anything else that is unpleasant. I can distract myself through fantasies, ideas, looking into the future, planning, fun, excitement. Type 7s want to live life to the fullest. They will say, I want to experience it all. And what they often don't know, that it is a defense strategy to manage their fear. Well, the type 6s are different because they move towards fear. They're very much aware of the fear, and their motivation is, I need to manage this so that I'm safe and I belong. So they focus very much on their environment in an effort to envisage things that could go wrong, spotting risks and trying to mitigate them. And the 5 blocks their fear. I don't let fear get into my world. I will be here in my introverted bubble, and I like having time and space to really understand the world, because surely if I have all the information, I will be safe. So again, 3 different motivations representing 3 different defense mechanisms to deal with the emotion of fear. So let's go to the heart types. The heart types relate to the later period in our childhood where we learn to have access to more complex emotions, such as sadness and shame, where we experience that the people around us don't always have the same emotions as us. How come that I'm excited, but my mother doesn't listen? Or I cry and my parents just laugh? That's very confusing for a child. It wants to be mirrored. But we can't always be mirrored. So we all learn that there are moments where we are disconnected from people, where we do have different emotions. And that makes us sad. And the 3 heart types represent 3 different ways of dealing with the sadness. The type 4 really embraces the sadness. And their strategy to heal the disconnection, to be seen, is I need to be unique and authentic. And I believe this will get me the thing that I want, the unattainable thing that I think is missing. Whilst the type 3s have a different reaction to their sadness, they're kind of denying their sadness. They also want to be seen, but their strategy is I look out for things that other people value. What are the traits that other people value? And then I work hard to gain those traits. Because if I become that thing that other people perceive as valuable, then they will value me too, and I will value myself too. And then we have the type 2, which wants to be liked and appreciated. Well, that's their strategy to be seen and to manage their sadness. Surely, if people like me, they will meet my needs, and we will have the connection that I crave for. So again, 3 very different strategies to deal with a core emotion, here the core emotion of sadness. Well, if my clients are not sure which type they are, one of the many things that I do to try to help them find the type is show them this summary and ask them which of these values, these motivations trumps. Well, the thing is, we probably want all of these things. I want all of these things, but not equally strong. For example, I'm a type 4. For me, it's more important to be unique and authentic than being liked. I don't shapeshift that much. So I accept that I might not be liked, that I might not be a winner, that I might not be in control for as long as I'm unique and authentic. Or a type 1 might also want to be liked, might also want to win, might also want to be safe, but it is more important for them to do the right thing. So I wonder, what is the value hierarchy for you? Understanding these different core motivations is not only important for our own self-awareness and personal growth, it's also super helpful for managing relationships and stakeholders and leading other people. We sometimes don't understand why other people don't share our values. For example, you go to the board and you have a business plan that is logical. You've done your work, you've done all your numbers, but not everybody will be convinced by your logic. There may be a type 2 who asks, well, what about the people? What about the staff? There may be a type 1 that wonders, but is it aligned to our core objectives? There will maybe a type 7 who thinks, yeah, but can we make this more exciting? What else can we do? Or type 3, which may think, but how does it help me with my success? Or type 4 that thinks, yeah, but is it special enough? Is it authentic enough? Is it true to our core values? Can you see how different people may have different core drivers and how that's really useful to understand? Because once you understand where other people come from, once you learn to look at the world through the 9 different lenses of the Enneagram, you can respond to that and find different ways of positioning what you think is the right thing to do in the value system of all the other people. I hope you found this useful. Bye.